Episode 8 of The Witcher, Before a Fall. This episode needed more Geralt, but I mean, I'll take it. Overall, the last half of the episode made up for a slow first half. And Geralt getting fucked up by ghouls. Like, that's the way he goes out. Ghouls? Come on, you can do better than that. So Sintra is burning down to the ground. The city is littered with corpses and Geralt just did his thing, you know? And they still call him the Butcher of Blaviken despite Jaskier's PR campaign. They really hold grudges against Witchers. It's fucked up. Geralt's just a dude and he's cool. That little shot after Geralt destroys these two ghouls and he has a little, and you see the little glint on the sword. Oof. Oof. So sick. That was fucking prime. And then of course they had to lay down some heavy-handed exposition by saying, "One bite from the ghouls will kill you." Well, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen now? They chomp his ass. And well, Geralt goes down. But Geralt's not gonna go down that easily. I mean, or else what are you gonna do with season 2 if he died now? Like, what are they calling it? The princess or the mage? No, it's the Witcher. So Geralt's gonna live, but it kind of really subverted expectations. They just kind of found a way to get him out of this episode, which I don't understand. I wish they would have kept him in the battle, but again, the books probably had them separate, and then they come together as we find out later. Him and Princess Ciri. So I don't know. So far, it's been pretty good, but I wish we had more Witcher action in this episode. But other than that, Ndiweni kicking ass, and then Princess Ciri, okay, she showed some spunk. She destroyed those guys who were gonna mess her up. Completely obliterated, like freaking the Dragonborn from Skyrim. He just went and destroyed all of them. So that was tight. Also fucked up the horse. What did the horse do to her? And then the lady who she stole the horse from, Princess Ciri stole the horse from, is just like, oh, you poor little child. What about her fucking horse? Now she's down a horse. Horses are fucking expensive, okay? If Ciri was able to trade a ring for a pair of gloves, well, imagine how much a horse is worth. It would be like 20 rings at least. Princess Ciri is just causing damage and doesn't give a fuck. But at least she finally stood up for herself in this episode, so good. I wanted to see some of this shit. So alright, Princess Ciri, you got me. Fuck yeah. Quick note about that bird's eye view shot with the matted grass. That looked phenomenal. Also, why are they in a boat like if they're crossing the Delaware River in the American Revolution? Why can't they use portals or bigger boats? I mean, is their budget really that small? Aretusa is really hurting then. They're broke as fuck. So there's a lot of refugees outside of the village walls or castle walls, bridge walls, setting up the defenses. It seemed kind of rushed to me. I mean, they sort of set it up when Sintra is going down and Princess Ciri goes into that encampment of also refugees, but I guess they've all settled into the bridge and that's all that's left of them. Nilfgaard really fucked up people then. Like, Nilfgaard's been running train through all of the kingdom. Fuck. Anyways, shit is going down and they have to protect it. So they're getting their little vials with like crystals and shit, like those crazy crystal ladies. Tissaia getting fucked up off of the ale. Alright, Tissaia likes to party too. I like it. Tissaia is rectoress in the streets and drunkard in the sheets. Ba-bam! Yenny still isn't over Geralt, so we're gonna see more of them together next season. I'm calling it right now. Cahir's character is dope. I thought he was kind of slimy at first, but no, I've changed my mind on him. This guy is pretty fucking dope, and I dig it. Back to the first point about Princess Ciri and finally standing up for herself. We all have been told of her power, and we saw it briefly when she had that psycho yell when her mom wanted her to leave, and she's like, no! Now they built it up even further when she murked those people who were trying to fuck her up. Well, now we're also getting stuff from Fringilla saying that Fringilla wants her, they really want her, like no matter what, they need to capture Princess Ciri. So what does that tell us? Princess Ciri is the key to success. If they get Princess Ciri, they're gonna rule everything. Which also makes sense because Geralt and Princess Ciri are locked in by the law of surprise. So it's probably going to be him saving her from the evil people and the forces of evil and the Guardians, Fringilla, and the other bad guys. And then they're shooting human fire bolts, human immolation bolts towards the defenses that Ndiweni and company set up. And Ciri's just like, ooh. She's just watching them get fucked up and there's like nothing she can do about it. I just thought that was kind of funny because like, what does Princess Ciri think she's gonna do? Just like stop them? She doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. Like this whole time she's been wandering in the woods and she kind of got captured near the forest when the changeling guy got her, but she doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. And she's like, oh, it just tells us the story of Ciri's life. She's like stumbling through destiny. The law of surprise, if it's enacted upon you and the recipient of it, then whoever stands in that way will be sacrificed until you guys come together, aka Prince or Queen Calant and the king, I forgot his name, but they died because they weren't together and they betrayed the law of surprise. So it's like, alright, the law of surprise is incredibly powerful. I've been saying that, but now even more so, it's like physics now. It's like a freaking law of thermodynamics or like Newton's second, first, third laws of physics. You know, just that's how crazy, like how the way they portrayed it lends itself to the gravity of the law. And Ndiweni is a very light sleeper. How the fuck did she wake up at the exact moment that that firebolt was about to melt her face off? And then she's like, whoa! Like out of fucking nowhere. How does she figure that out? Like, I mean, that reaction time is pretty quick. An Olympic sprinter would love to have that reaction time off the block, but she was like, and again, back to the themes of religious fanaticism, the fact that they're willing to kill themselves to become a firebolt or to become a human fog machine just to let this box with little ear brainworm fucks go into people. These people aren't fucking around, and Nilfgaardian is trying to conquer everyone at all costs, and Fringilla is cold as fuck. She doesn't give a fuck. She orders them to kill each other without batting an eyelash, and the people are just like, oh fuck, because they're like, oh my god, I'm fucked, I'm gonna die for this shit. And you can tell that they don't want to, but even though they don't want to, they still do it. So is it out of fear or out of devotion? That's the key question, because their looks look like fear, but some of them look devoted, like the soldiers. Also, I've said it before, but Sabrina is bae. If you're watching this, your boy. So as they're mounting their defenses against the Nilfgaardians, Coral creates mushroom caps that burst upon impact, creating some dust that fuck them up. Yeah, you saw the show. So the mushroom defenses that Coral created, why couldn't they make more? And then also, why wouldn't they snap more necks? Are their reserves of chaos really that low, or what's up with that? Because then Coral gets her fucking arm chopped off. That was so fucked up. And then they chop off her other arm and then they stick her in a fucking tree. These guys are fucking ruthless. And another point, that quick shot of Yenne's eyes when she's using her omniscient powers, or sightseeing powers to see the battlefield, that was dope. There was the iris going dope. And where was the scene of them learning archery in Aretuza? I mean, even in The Favorite, they showed Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz shooting bows and arrows. But these bitches just picked that up in like a year. And then the guy's slinging as well. How did they learn to shoot an arrow that fucking good? Because they're slinging this shit like clays and then hitting it with an arrow every single time, not missing a beat. That's incredible. They should be known for their archery instead of for their magic with that shit. Why couldn't they just use bows and arrows? Like, use their magic and shoot arrows? Why do they have to go with this neck snapping stuff? It seems inefficient to me. They could have leveraged their use of magic in order to create mechanical defenses and be more efficient instead of just wasting it on creating fucking swords and shit and then losing it like fucking Vilgefortz. That was a dumb motherfucking move. What else do they teach at Aretuza? Do they teach like fucking baking? I mean, and they get high as fuck, so there's gotta be more to it than just magic. But back to Vilgefortz. Vilgefortz could totally kick Kair's ass. He was holding back for some reason, because did you see how he cut through those guards like nothing? Yeah, cha, 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 whoosh. And then he's pulling out his swords like fucking unlimited swords. Even he should know. He's not a dumb motherfucker. He knows that his magic is limited, so why do they keep pulling him out? Like, okay, he should know. Oh, in the past, I've only been able to get to 8 swords, so maybe I should stop after 5. But no, he just keeps pulling them, and then there's no swords. What does he think is gonna happen? But of course, we find out he's a fucking traitor. So then it's like, oh, what the fuck, Vilgefortz? I liked you. And I still kind of like you because he's a dope character. Why couldn't he be a good guy? He's just like one of the better characters in general for the show. He has more personality and they fucking turn him into a bad guy. They fucking got me good. Because then he gets Spartan kicked down a hill. So Fringilla, I've been giving a lot of shit just because she seemed kind of butthurt. But now looking at her in her full, most powerful form, okay, she's a fucking badass and she's OP. That portal trick where they shoot arrows and fuck them up, why couldn't the defenses do that against them, against the Nilfgaardians? Why couldn't they do the same thing? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. She's using creative strategies where the other people are just kind of getting fucking fanciful and shit. Because Fringilla is one person. Her by herself broke their defenses with the wind. They go whoosh and broke open the door. And then she created the portal into their fucking castle and shot them with arrows from her soldiers. One person. The other people had like fucking 70 people coming in those George Washington boats. And they couldn't think of the same shit. And also to Seiya, I love her, but she fell for the sand in the ice trick. She went whoosh and then passed the fuck out. You gotta do better than that, girl. So Sabrina Bay stabbed Yenny in the chest or in the stomach with an arrow and then has a crazy look in her eyes, which was kind of hot, honestly. Stabs her in the stomach and then they both get blasted off like Team Rocket into the freaking floor. And this seems hopeless. They're getting outmatched by everybody, literally everybody. And yet at night there's still like some random mages fire blasting and just standing still on their defenses. Fuck, those mages are what's up. They're not getting screen time or face time, but those are actually the most powerful mages they have, because if they're still alive at night when those other people got fucked up, that's impressive to me. Because not even Tiseo made it that far. You know, Tiseo kind of got fucked up and then woke up, but these people have been holding their ground for like 12 hours at least. That's amazing. So then we go back to Geralt, and turns out his mom, she comes to save him a bit later because it's their destiny. And he tries to ask her, why did he do it? Was it worth it? Did he know all this and that? But she doesn't want to do shit. She doesn't want to tell him anything. And it's just like picking at his scabs. So he basically just saves him and then ditches him again. Damn, Geralt's really got some fucking issues, and I can see why, because his mom's fucked him up. You know, like he just ditched him. And then what about his dad? They don't even mention it. So Geralt he's a broken man, and the fact that he's made it this far and had this amount of, I mean, he's like decently like a character. Like he's not good, but he's not bad, but he's just kind of neutral. All right, way to go. He could have become an evil dude and he didn't, and I respect that. But damn, Geralt's mom is hot. Vicenna. So also interesting to note, so Queen Calanthe did not give a fuck about the Law of Surprise or Destiny for that matter, yet Vicenna does, and actually devoted her son to the causes of Destiny by, you know, turning him into a Witcher. So it shows those two dynamics of one does not give a fuck at all and one is totally bought in. And the same could kind of be shown with the Nilfgaardians, who they're totally bought into their religion, and then the other people who are just kind of trying to defend stuff, but they don't really care why. They just kind of want to stop. They're against it. It just seems like there's something there. I don't know what yet, but there's something there. But point being, most of the people who believe in Destiny, that's actually like the majority. Like Queen Calanthe was in the minority, because again, she was also a queen who was very powerful, which it didn't seem like in the other kingdoms had queens that were that powerful. They were just kings, like normal monarchs and patriarchs. But she was a matriarch, and she was the queen and the leader of Sintra. Whereas before they had a king, if you remember when Yenny stole the Sintra king from under Fringilla's face. So Queen Calanthe is a representative of what happens if you don't fear the destiny and you don't pay it your dues to it and the respect to it. That's what happens. You fucking get leaped off a building like King Tommen and you splat. So all this to say, Destiny is real as fuck in the Witcher universe. And then of course they have to show Yenny going ham on everyone, turning into a Charizard and blasting everyone with her fire, and takes out pretty much half the Nilfgaardian invading army. Or was that before? Come on now. And she did this, mind you, when she was exhausted. So if she had just done this from the get-go or come up with a better plan, they wouldn't have had to do that and lost like 80% of their forces. Again, they're just... She's very raw, and she's still been raw. She has that untamable power, but she's not very smart sometimes. She just kind of goes, fuck it. Tissaya's 4 francs were a really good investment. Who's this king dude showing up like in The Hobbit with these people? You know, like in Hobbit and the 5 armies where they're riding up on their rams? That was almost like the exact same shot except with people. Where did this guy come from? Who is he? And wait to show up at the last minute when everyone's fucking dead and they're weakened. Way to go, and then claim victory. That's the smart move, honestly. Just come in, take the credit, and fucking take over the kingdom. This motherfucker knows what's up. And we finally get the reunion of Tissaya, Yenny, Geralt, and Ciri. Fuck yeah. And so then, like, you could even play that music that goes... You know, when people are meeting from across the fucking field with like daisies and shit. You have Geralt and Princess Ciri, and they embrace each other. And then the fucking episode ends when fucking Ciri says, what does she say? Hold up. I wrote it down. She said, who is Yennefer? And they ended at that. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck? That's such an anticlimactic cliffhanger. Like, alright. You could have ended it better with like the fucking king showing up in the foreground or something. I don't know, man. It just seems so underwhelming to me. I was like, oh man. And the way she said it was like she was a fucking kindergartner. She's like, who's Yennefer? Like, what the fuck, Princess Ciri? That just made her seem more stupid. And it's like, after her badassery, they could have just kept her under wraps. Like they have Joe Biden right now. You could have just been like, all right, you know, let's just end it with something badass, the fire or something. I don't know, man. It's Yennefer. God, that killed me. But anyways, so overall, it seemed like they had a whole lot of ground to cover these 8 episodes. Like they crammed a lot in these 8 episodes. The Dragon Hunt one maybe could have added a bit more, but that seemed kind of like a western, so I understand why they kind of went the Mandalorian route in there for a few episodes, so they can have not as much story development, but not too much filler either. So they did the best with what they could, but also I feel like they better get a bigger budget because some of the effects could have been done a bit better. But yeah, overall, I'd rank this about maybe my top 3, top 4 episodes. I like the battles. I like the fact that Belgafort was there. The king guys showing up. Tissaya blasted off into space and then came back. And then they reunite. And then it was like, where's Yennefer? Who's Yennefer? That killed me. But yeah, it's interesting what's going to happen next. So yeah, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think and hit the notification bells. Peace!